I think we're at episode 5. Hopefully. Maybe. If not, we're at episode... Let's just roll the credits. Hello and welcome to episode 6 of What's Behind the Devil's Door, a behind the scenes look at what it is taking to create my upcoming short film, The Devil and the Deep Blue Sea. Now, we haven't spoken in a while because quite a lot has happened in the time since I last spoke with you. It's been a journey, so let's just quickly unpack. We did recast. We found a brand new Jack Orpheus Morse, Rowan Campbell, a brilliant actor who understood the role, the character, and all the complexities. And we've actually filmed everything. We had to reshoot a few scenes as well. We got everyone back that we could, and we just smashed it out of the park. We did it, and I have also completed post-production. Like, the film is actually properly finished now, so it's been a wild journey. I wish I did document a bit more throughout, but life got a bit busy. But don't worry, there will be episodes coming on how I did it. So definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss any of those upcoming videos. Now, today's episode, we are looking at the set. The 3 and a bit walls of which we filmed our film in. Now, unfortunately, I didn't grab a behind the scenes video of the set before its state now, but here are some photos from the evidence file. So you're going to see a lovely little telegraph office, Samuel Hartley's telegraph office. Nice, pristine, clean, no marks on the wall, no painting on the wall, no nothing, quite idyllic. But since we've wrapped and before we take down the set, I thought I'd show you guys what has happened since we've filmed in this set. So get ready for the adventure of a lifetime and let's see what we've made. Right, where do we want to start? Let's go over here. Right, so our first stop on this tour is the left-hand side of the wall, and we start with the lovely artworks on the wall. Now, across this entire set, you'll see there's a few artworks upon the wall that all represent not only Samuel Hartley as our protagonist, but they also represent his psyche and the relationship that he continues to share with Jack Orpheus Morse throughout this ordeal. Now, all of the artwork that I chose was through Creative Commons, and I was very specific about what type of artwork I wanted. Obviously, it had to be something psychologically deep because this whole entire set is a resemblance of Samuel's psyche. So yeah, that's why I chose these artworks, which I'm going to show you now. We've got this one here, which is an ocean going through quite a rough storm. You can see all the waves are quite choppy, and that's obviously resemblant of Samuel Hartley and his relationship with Jack Orpheus Morse as it comes knocking back to haunt him. Let's put you back up. Got it in one. This next one, a little favorite of mine. It's a male figure. We're going to assume a male figure in quite a blue room, and behind the curtain, he's definitely embracing another figure. Nor male, nor female, which I thought was obviously entirely resemblant of the secrecy and everything about Sam's relationship with Jack being kept under the currents, you know, kept hidden behind the curtains, not for the public view, all that stuff. That's why I chose this, because I was just like, it resembles them so much. All these artworks are from that era as well. So that also helps to create the 1900s environment in here. Anyway, let's put this back on. And we'll journey down to the newspaper over here. So over here, we've got one of our newspapers. Now, obviously, prior to the destruction of the set, there were the same newspapers up, but without the paint, without the word liar on this one. I made these through Canva. Obviously, I researched their layouts and like font types and size and all that stuff, and used that to inspire my own creation of the Atlantic Herald, which I love. I also created that little iceberg as well because Sigmund Freud. Yeah, just another little tidbit that helps to elevate the set design. But yeah, this one, we've got telegraph operator saves lives, many still missing, which has been overtaken by Jack's destructive liar. Through this, you actually do get to understand the story a whole lot more, because the ship that rescued the people from the Titan, including one Samuel Hartley, was actually the Odyssea. And this ship that we are on currently is the Odyssea. So the ship that actually saved him was the ship that may not contribute to something happening. Spoilers. We've also got over here as well another painting. This is yet again another ship traveling through troubled waters, heading into a storm, which is how we begin this narrative, basically, because we go into the storm of Samuel Hartley's mind. Let's move on to see the main part of the set, which is the desk and the back wall. Welcome to the rest of the set and the main attraction, the desk. Samuel Hartley's desk. This lovely desk with loads of character was free on Marketplace. It's old, it's weathered. As soon as I saw it, it just fitted the vibe and it stood the test of time. It's a great old thing. We've also got the chair that didn't come with it. This was $5 off Marketplace. This suited this desk so well in terms of the height and the character. It's just very vintage and very much of the 1900s appeal. I also love the fact that the desk is quite rusted and worn out, as well as this chair too, because it is very representative and symbolic of Samuel's mindset, because all the shame and the denial of having this relationship with Jack, it's brought him down to this. Yeah, I was very lucky to be able to find these weathered and wonderful set pieces. Another Marketplace find, $10. This lovely clock definitely fitted the vibe yet again for 1900s. It's stuck on midnight, so 12 o'clock, witching hour, we love. And obviously now it's been spoiled with the word murderer across the wall with the lovely handprint. Atana, our wonderful set and deck hand, painted that for us when we were ready to hack through the wall, which you can see has taken place. Very thankful for Atana for adding that hand stroke as well. We've also got on here as well the lovely photo of our wonderful Jack Orpheus Morse, situated front and center for Samuel to always look up at. It's quite traumatic. He's always just there. We've also got the code for the ship as well, JOM, which, because this represents Samuel's psyche, is Jack Orpheus Morse. That's his initials, JOM. We've also got the dials or the signal of the Morse code transmission to make it all clear through the headphones and through the output as well to other nearby ships who receive the signal. That's all hand handcrafted as well by yours truly. What else do we have? We've got the wires dangling down from the ceiling, and obviously that sends all the communications up to the antenna on the top of the ship that doesn't exist but does exist in the world. These were just old wires that obviously were no longer needed. They've done the job terrifically and have stood up quite well. We've also got your lovely little desk lamp, Nana's side table lamp. I feel like every child of the 90s and 2000s at least had something like this. It obviously fitted the vibe yet again, and I needed a lamp as well to help elevate the set, so that was a brilliant little addition. And this lamp sits on a bunch of old books. We've got Atlas, we've got an encyclopedia, we've also got here Orpheus and the Underworld, which is a play, I believe, a Greek tragedy. Orpheus, was a name that came up when I was obviously creating Jack's character, because originally he was just named Jack Morse, which was so boring, but Jack Orpheus Morse, it just added that level of intrigue to his character. We've also got the Holy Bible on here as well, which I feel is very relevant for this story too. We've also got the wonderful newspaper. You shouldn't be seeing any of that because that is maybe or maybe not a spoiler, but yet again those were crafted through Canva, so I made just multiple copies of that to build up and make it look like it was an actual proper newspaper. We've also got over here the we hope this trip puts the past behind you letter from the captain of this ship, Harry Winslow. Winslow being a nod to the lighthouse. It's obviously like a letter of condolence because Samuel wants to escape his past, which they believe is he's just traumatized from the sinking, which is obvious and would obviously be a cause, but little do they know that deep below the surface it's just him grieving over this guy. We've also got these lovely headphones, vintage headphones, which obviously completely suited the vibe. Out of everything on this set, this is probably the most accurate to the time period. They're a little bit more expensive through Marketplace, but they were well worth it to sell the whole aesthetic and vibe of the 1900s era, and they have done extremely well throughout the production. To tap messages to and from, we've got our lovely little telegraph key, and as you can see that just broke because everything in the set is now breaking, but we've got this lovely little handcrafted telegraph key, which Dad helped to create. We've just made with a bunch of scraps lying around basically, and does the job. Very, very grateful for getting some help on making that. We've also got more of these communication papers, as basically the notepad where Samuel would write down all the messages he receives and sends them on to the captain or to whoever they are directed to, with the handy little pencil as well. So yeah, we've also got over here used and completed messages that Samuel has received, which are all coincidentally iceberg warnings. Not only is this representative of Titanic, but it's also representative of Sigmund Freud's iceberg theory, which we talk a lot about. And yeah, I love the iceberg theory. It's so good because obviously it's representative of the human psyche and the three levels of conscious and unconscious behaviors, which is relevant to both characters. We've also got the main source of electricity and transmission over here. So all of the wires and communications get sent through to this box, and we've got more dials on here where all the magic happens, where you turn it on, where you can adjust things, all that stuff. We've also got another little book over here, handcrafted like the Orpheus one over there, Titan and the Gods. The Titan was the ship that sank, but also yet again we're going back to that Greek mythology, which was very much an inspiration for this whole entire project. Also, yet again, another masterpiece, yet again a ship that's going through rough waters, but the light is seeping through the clouds there. There's some form of salvation on the way, which is very much symbolic of maybe what might be happening here at some point. But yeah, just another little addition to elevate the story. Right, let's move on to the newspaper. So yet again, another newspaper, but this one's a bit different. So this one is dated Saturday, April 16, 1898. The other one was Friday, April 15, 1898. These are the actual newspapers from the time the Titan sank, well, from the days after. Of course, we've got Samuel Hartley front and center because, yet again, the whole guilt and shame of running away was, well, and is still playing on his mind. And this title as well is a bit different. We've got Hartley survives, rescues many, the hero speaks, but it has been taken over by the word traitor by good old Jack Orpheus Morse. I love also, I did mention this before, but when I was painting over these, I used just a little bit of water on the paintbrush to give it that stroke to look like blood was dripping from the letters there. But yeah, still got survivor accounts and still got the question of whether Jack Orpheus Morse will ever be found. But with that, let's move on to the last part and perhaps the most important part of this set. So let's go. So we made it to the last part of the set, and I'm very excited to show you this next painting on the wall. So this is probably my most treasured painting that I found through the Creative Commons website. It's a sailor reaching out to a woman, or in this case, a mermaid, for help, which is very representative of Jack Orpheus Morse as a character and what he ends up doing to Sam to reclaim his reputation and reinstate his point of view on things. I don't want to spoil anything, but it is a very contemporary story set in a time where a lot of feelings had to be suppressed. I'll leave it at that for you to make up your mind. I love it so much. If I had to choose a painting that, you know, would represent this whole entire story, it would be this one. And now the final painting. This one, yet again, very symbolic of Samuel Hartley. We've got a sailor on a lifeboat in, yet again, troubled waters, surrounded by sharks. Yeah, the sharks are obviously, in my mind, representative of Jack and all of the words that come up on the newspapers and the wall behind us, trying to nab at him whilst he's trying to find some sort of salvation from the troubles at sea. So yeah, yet again, very, very representative of Samuel there. Also, can I just note the amount of times that these fell throughout the production? It was so funny. Like, this is now the point that we are at. Yeah, these weren't exactly made to last long on a ship where the walls begin to knock. So yeah, but that's it for the set. That is the set. So let's go and wrap this up. Hi. Silly me forgot to record an outro video for some unknown reason, but here we are filming it 6 months later almost. Shh. Anyway, thank you for watching this video, and thank you for coming along with us to tour the set. Unfortunately, it does not exist anymore, but We had such fun putting this set together and making this film within these 3 and a bit walls. We've got so many fond memories that we look back on. And yeah, we just had the best time making it. So thank you so much for watching this video and following along with this series. Comment below what you've enjoyed so far. And also don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it too. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel too and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos, because they are on their way very soon. So until then, this is your captain, or your sailor captain, signing off. And yeah, we'll see you in the next episode. But until then, I will be busy editing the next few episodes. So see you on the flip side. Bye.